This is Luke, and I'm Lori, and now that we managed to sail our empty sailboat to the south of Brazil, the hardest part is just getting going. The question is, where do we go from here? This week, we find ourselves in our new location without a home, and our boat has no place to go, so we hit the streets to figure out if it was a good decision to move. And if you're enjoying our videos, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and ring that bell. It's a totally free way for you to help keep the journey alive. Where can we find a home for the Lahacai?
Yeah, we need a
And
home.
us.
Yeah, and us.
Everyone's homeless.
Yeah.
We are now in the south of Brazil, and even though we're in the same country, it feels as if we're in a whole different world. The pace of life here is slower compared to the metropolitan city of Rio de Janeiro. These sleepy little beach towns wake up for the summer tourism and are stitched together with endless white sandy beaches, small shops, and locals heading to work on bicycles. And now the Lahacai is here. The question is, where's here, and of all places, why this one? Our journey starts in Brazil and has brought us to the state of Santa Catarina. Here, where the city of Itajaí meets Navegantes at the mouth of the river Itajaí-Açu, is where we will continue our boat construction. The river provides a pivotal point for the boating industry in Brazil with its natural inland port and deep river bottom. Large container ships can easily enter the port and line up every day to unload their imported goods, or export things like wood, machinery, coffee, sugar, paper, tobacco, and frozen meats. The river is particularly important because of its close proximity to a major highway, which gives it easy access to the rest of Brazil, making it the second largest port in the country. And it's not just the river that creates opportunities. Local laws give companies incentives for establishing their businesses in Santa Catarina. And because of that, the boating industry is very strong in this small city. Over 170,000 jobs in the marine sector are created in the region, ranging from fishing and maintenance to construction and design. Even the local university specializes its students' education in naval construction. There are more than 20 shipyards close to the river, including big factories producing luxury and high-end yachts, and generationally owned boatyards filled with wooden schooners and trawlers. Here is also the heart of the largest fishing industry in the country, with more than 700 fishing boats laboring every day, responsible for 55% of the fishing market in Brazil. And if that wasn't enough, the famous ocean race is also hosted in Itajaí, drawing over 400,000 spectators every race. Over $15 million are generated during this time, having a big impact on local and national businesses. So we're pretty sure we picked the right place to finish the Lahacai. So we're currently homeless. We decided to move before we had even visited Santa Catarina because we heard so many good things about boat construction in the area, and we were under a lot of pressure to move fast. So we packed up all our things, put it in the boat, and decided we're going to figure things out when we arrive. So now we're here, but we're just staying at a friend's house, so we have to figure out what are we going to do next, especially when it comes to the boat construction. But first, we're going to do a different kind of constructing. To round out our skills, we're not just sticking with boat work, we're working on cars, or this old 1980s vintage Kombi to be exact. Sailing Yaba was kind enough to lend us the famous Kombi while we get on our feet. You know, the one that moved their enormous boat motor? Now, she's a bit temperamental, so we'll have to show her some love before she shows us the way. So let's go! Or, you know, whenever she's ready. That's good too. And with a prayer to the Convi gods, we were off to explore the city that we'll call home for the next several months. We don't know how long it will take to finish the boat. Our hopes are around 8 months, but there are so many factors to consider, including material and weather, but more importantly, finding a place to stay. So far, we're really happy with what we found. We've been to a bunch of stores. There's a lot of options here, and the prices of things are definitely more reasonable, especially in comparison to Rio de Janeiro. And that being said, I wouldn't say it would be the mecca of places to build sailboats. There's definitely a lot of these options for larger boats and commercial boats, fishing boats, even pirate ships. But as far as sailboats, there's really not that many options. There's maybe like 1 or 2 places specifically as far as boatyards go. So we're really needing to look around and see what options we have, because currently the Laha Kai is homeless, and just like us, we need to find her a place to go so she could continue doing the construction. So we're going to look around this area and see what we can find. The locals here are kind, incredibly helpful, and love a good conversation. And we were feeling optimistic about our search. But there was a lot to figure out, like what services were provided, do they have knowledge of steel boats, what was their quality of work, do you have to stick with the boatyard's workers, or could you hire your own, what tools or equipment were available, how could we get the boat into the yard, and of course, what was the bottom line? Not sure that one's going far. Here's one of the few places that we found that actually has sailboats. Like we said, most of these places are just really catering to large fishing boats or commercial boats and stuff. So it's really not a place that has a lot of options specifically for sailboats, but we're gonna keep looking. But maybe we can just find a piece of land and do the rest of the jobs ourselves and hire out if we need anything specialized. But we're gonna keep looking. So one of the problems that we're going to have to tackle if we're going to use one of these shipyards is these wires. I don't know if you could see them. So every entrance of all of these shipyards, the wires are incredibly low. So our boat is actually really high, including it being on the cradle. It's going to be even higher, maybe 2 meters higher. So meaning we're going to have a really big problem with how do we get into the entrance of any one of these shipyards. It's going to be really the same issue of how we're going to get it out of the marina and to the sandblaster. So we're going to have to tackle that as well. And right down the street are our future neighbors, Ben and MP from Sailing Yaba, the experts who recommended Santa Catarina to us. We visited their amazing boat and couldn't be more impressed with what they have accomplished together. Their team of family, carpenters, and friends have made their wooden schooner new again, and we hope we could have the same success with the Laha Kai. Luke jumped in to see what it was like restoring a schooner, helping Ben move the large stones they were going to use as ballast onto the boat. And it turns out we weren't the only ones looking for a home. Okay, we're here at the shipyard to possibly adopt a little dog. His name is Pobrecita or Estopa. That means
No.
poor little thing.
It's neonitis.
We've come up with a new name for him. Really nervous because I did not foresee myself anytime soon having a dog, but this little tiny dog is homeless and roaming around the shipyard. and everybody says we should take him in. MP spotted this little mop with legs roaming around their boat and sent us these videos. At first, she couldn't even get close to him without him running away and hiding. He was very afraid, and you can see that he had not been treated well. It took her a week to get him to trust her enough so she could give him a little snack. That's when we decided to open our hearts to this little shaggy guy. So Luke is super excited about this dog. I'm very nervous. We're gonna go to the vet and see because he's very, very dirty and we gotta get him shots. We're gonna find Cookies first. So we came back, cookies in hand, in search of our new little family member. But he had disappeared. And then we found him. Or maybe he found us. All the work getting close to him made him more trusting, and instead of fear, he ran around with excitement. It seemed like he just needed a little love. We named him Leonidas, but before his nickname was Estopa. That's a Portuguese word for cotton fibers they use to clean products off of brushes and hands. And as you can see, it's a spitting image.
Look, but he's clean.
Oh, sorry.
He needs a shower.
We brought him to the vet so they could clean him up and see if he was healthy. Yeah. Oh, he's so naked. When we picked him up, he was a new dog. He looked so tiny now that they had removed all of that nappy hair. He also got a flea bath and a clean bill of health. The vet said he was about 1 or 2 years old and fully grown. He probably spent his whole life on the streets. We can only imagine how difficult life would be for a tiny dog that size fending for himself. But at least for now, one of us had a place to call home. Oh, what a snuggle. And you just want me to pet you, huh? And now you're sitting on the cat. Look at this hair. Oh, it's so cute. So cute. Poor cat. Oh, your first snuggle. It's the best. Your first snuggle. So chill. Totally done with the cat.